Hello and welcome to the September edition of the Wildcat Report. This month, we get to know our new superintendent. We talk COVID-19, and we will get an update on how fall sports are going. This is your September Wildcat Report.
In world news, the 2020 presidential election is heating up. With so much going on in our country, like a pandemic, riots, and a Supreme Court vacancy, this is looking to be one of the most important elections in our history. This school year, we have seen a lot of changes due to coronavirus, from virtual pep rallies and lunches in the gym to required mask and social distancing. Our own Brooke Bowen went out and asked some about wearing the mask.
How do you think the mask is helping us with the spread of the coronavirus?
I think it's actually helping slow the process down of the virus. I think that if everyone will wear their mask and do what they're supposed to do, we can hopefully nip this in the bud and get back to normal.
How do you think the masks are helping us with the spread of COVID?
Well, how I think it's helping us personally is that, like, whenever we breathe, whenever we talk, we're spreading germs through our mouths and our noses and stuff. When we sneeze and when we cough, it's even worse. So I think these things are very helpful, and I'd advise wearing these whenever around a lot of people.
What has the school year looked like wearing a mask this year?
Well, it's taken some getting used to, especially with all the new guidelines we've had, but I'm starting to grow accustomed to it. Like, I'm trying to set a good example by wearing my mask every day, like whether it's this mask or just a regular mask that you see nurses wear.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to keep a straight school year and so we don't get shut down or anything like that, because that was not a fun time.
No, it wasn't.
ACT testing will be held here at Harleton on October 6th, and TSI testing will be held here on October 7th. Sign up today.
You know what I don't understand? Dodge and Chevy owners. They're just fighting for second place. Everyone knows that Ford is number one. Man, that really cranks my two-stroke.
October 12th will be Harleton's National Honor Society induction at 6 p.m.
This year, Harleton has a new superintendent, Mr. Jay Ratcliffe. Wildcat reporter Brody Kriegel sat down with an interview with the new superintendent to help us all get to know him a little better.
Hello, my name is Brody Kriegel, and this is the Wildcat Report. Today, I got the chance to interview our new superintendent, Mr. Ratcliffe, to see his plans for the school and learn a little more facts about him that we can all have the chance to see in this upcoming interview. Hello, my name is Brody Kriegel, here for the Wildcat Report. Today I am interviewing Mr. Ratcliffe, our new superintendent. Let me be the first to say thank you for meeting with us today and welcome to Harleton.
Thank you very much.
All right. What were your first thoughts about Harleton?
Great people and a great school district so far. I grew up in Ore City, Texas, so I was already very familiar with Harleton. And I just knew that coming here, I know that God led me here, and I just felt like I was going to be a great fit. And hopefully that still rings true in the future.
What was your deciding factor in choosing to be our superintendent?
I think one of the most important things that stood out to me was just the resilience of the students and the staff. Whenever you look into a school district and you see so many changes at the superintendent level in such a short period of time, and you still see that the school district is performing very well, that is a great testimony to the strength of the community and the students and the staff. And just seeing that on paper and in person I just felt like I needed to be here. I wanted to be here. So the resilience of the staff. Also working with a school board that doesn't seem to have tunnel vision. We have people on our school board that are interested in all aspects of the school district, not just certain things. It is always very healthy to have a school district that's not just focused on certain agenda items, but the entire agenda of the school district. And we serve a school board that really wants the best for all of our kids and staff.
Can you tell us a little about your family and your prior experience?
Absolutely. I'm married to a beautiful woman named Honey. That's her real name, Honey, Honey. So I met her at Texas A&M University in College Station, the real Texas A&M University. We have two wonderful children. I have a 16-year-old daughter named Madison, who is a junior at Big Sandy High School. And my son Luke, as some of you know, is a freshman here at Harleton High School. I've had some really neat opportunities in my career. This is my 20th year in education. I had the opportunity to open a brand new 5A high school in a pretty large town in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And then I've been a superintendent at the 1A, 2A, and now 3A level. And I would like to be here for a while. I want to make sure that my son is here and wants to graduate from Harleton High School. So I've been a teacher and coach. I coached football. I was also a head tennis coach and had some kids make it to the state championship while I was a tennis coach as well. So I've had a really good experience, and I hope that I can bring some of those things here. I have a huge love for the FFA program. Definitely one of the programs that I want to see grow here in this school district.
Now, I know when you first arrived in Harleton last spring, we were facing the COVID-19 shutdown. What have been some of the difficulties in working through COVID-19?
Well, some of the difficulties, that's a difficult question because there's lots of difficulties. I think in education, in my position, and in the position of all administrators and teachers, it's just, we have always worked on the premise that we're going to be prepared every day. We work very hard to be prepared for anything that we're going to face. And right now, we just don't simply know what we're going to be facing each day. So I guess just trying to make sure that we have things stood up so that we can react to any situation, just not knowing what the next day's situation will be. I think there's been a frustrating thing and probably the toughest thing about COVID-19.
Again, thank you for being with us today, and is there anything else you want to say to our high school students?
I just want everyone to know that I've met some of the greatest students that I have been around in this business in my 20 years right here in Harleton. There's so much potential in this place, and the staff and the students are realizing that potential. And that's not just synonymous to all school districts. That is something very unique about Harleton. The kids and the staff and the community do very well together. The support for this place is like none I've ever seen. And always remember, it's a great day to be alive and a great day to be a Wildcat.
Annuity. I couldn't hear him, but I knew what he was saying.
Fall sports are in full swing, and here with an update is Carson Brown. Carson?
The 2020 football season is going strong, and your Wildcats have rolled to a 3-0 record with wins over Beckville, Rivercrest, and Harmony. We caught up with our offense coordinator, Coach Pears, at his press conference. Cross country is finding success as well. I sat down with Coach C to find out a little more about the sport.
Coach, could you tell us what are some effects and changes this season that you've been seeing due to COVID-19?
Well, one of the major things is just us having to adapt schedules based on either lost personnel of kids or coaches. And with all the protocols in place, having to make sure that safety is being followed before we necessarily worry about X and O or schematic things. So that's, to me, the biggest thing right now.
Gotcha. And Coach, I know this year we've moved up from 2A to 3A division. Can you kind of share what some challenges moving up are?
I wouldn't say it's more challenging. I think the only difference between where we came from last year, the schedule we had, to this year is just the teams we play this year are going to be deeper. They have 3A numbers, so they have a little bit more kids. Our guys are playing very hard, but we have a lot of 2A stars, a lot of guys that play on multiple things. So to me, the only difference really is depth.
Great. And speaking of the kids going both ways this year, I know you lost some key players last year. Going into this year, what do you feel are the team's strengths and weaknesses going into this season?
Well, strength-wise, I think it's their ability to adapt right now. I mean, between constant personnel changes and practice schedules and all that, they've never used that as an excuse, and we just adapt and try to overcome every week. And to me, the kids have shown that since the first day at two-a-days. So that, to me, it's not really the schedule changes and everything like that hasn't affected us. That's our strength, is our adaptability. Weakness, not necessarily it's a weakness. I think our depth, just number-wise, we don't necessarily have the depth we've had last year, just we had a large senior class.
Coach, on the schedule this week is Harmony. How's the team looking for Friday night? Are we going to be ready?
Absolutely. They've put in a lot of work this week, cleaning up errors from last week and then game planning for what they do and what we need to stop and what we need to do against them. We'll be ready to go and we'll play good football.
All right, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
This is Carson Brown. I'm here to talk to you about cross country with Coach Johnson. What exactly is cross country?
Well, it's a lot of running, a lot of training. Girls have to run 2 miles, junior high have to run 2 miles, and varsity boys have to run 3 miles.
What are some thoughts about this cross country season so far?
So far, we're looking pretty good. We actually started out with good times. Actually, the times that we left off with last year, we started with this year, so that's a blessing and a plus.
Is there a specific person that stands out on your team?
Right now we have Monica Fajardo and Amber Hitt that's really standing out, that's doing a really great job. And they are running well. Zaria was out sick for a little bit, but she's coming back. So it's going to be an interesting season and a great year.
Now, out of curiosity, what goes on at a track meet?
We check in, we put our numbers on, we wait for our name to be called, we line up, they shoot the gun, and out into the woods we go, and I don't see them till they come out of the woods.
Okay, I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Carson. Awesome job.
We hope you continue to follow and support our sports programs throughout the year. Back to the desk.
We want to say a special congratulations to the new Student Body Council. We look forward to your leadership this year.
Thank you, Carson, and thanks to all of you for tuning in.